key takeaways are as follows. Inclusive and equity education is important for national cohesion and development. Technology is no longer an accessory to education, but a driver of its efficiency and effectiveness. Collaboration and partnerships are needed in the continuous improvement of regional assessment strategies. A swift shift from traditional assessment methods to competence-based assessment is vital. Assessment bodies should consider harmonization of qualifications within the SADC region.
I start by saying here, I'm just over the moon this afternoon. I've decided to say I will come here without anything written down and for me to read, to show that I'm so happy, and I really thank God who have been with me from 2024 as a leader of SAAEA, leading these very sharp minds here, Honorable PS. You know, when you lead, and you lead very intelligent people and well experienced than yourself, it becomes a very big challenge. Nonetheless, I want to say, you know, as a leader, I normally look at leadership in three folds. The first one being a privilege. When you lead, it means you have just that privilege for that time. It's not because you are better than the others, but it's just your time now to lead. At the same time, when you lead, it means somehow you have a responsibility. Because when you lead, you can't sit at the back and say other people shall work on your behalf. So we have a responsibility. Then thirdly, I'm a fan of transformational leadership. Now, as a leader, you are very different from a manager, because a manager will only keep whatever that has been put in place. Say, I want to maintain the status quo. But as a leader, you must be very innovative. I want to say, colleagues, I'm so much humbled and grateful to have worked with you from 2024 until now. You know, when I took over as the chairperson of SAAEA, I was still a novice when it comes to exam issues, because I just joined the Examination Council of Eswatini a year ago. But then with your mentorship colleagues here, the ESCO members, I think I'm a better person now. You can see I can talk without any fear. So I'm very confident because of your mentorship. Honorable PS, I must say, you know, working with the SAAEA ESCO members, it has always been a pleasure for me, more especially when you are stretched somewhere. In our positions as CEOs of the different examination boards, we have all the other strategic issues that we take care of almost on a daily basis, but we do have our colleagues, the directors, the managers, the colleagues from the different departments. But there's this other part which is very critical, the geopolitics that we need to manage. For that one, you can't be a crybaby and go to your director and talk about this geopolitics. You can highlight a few things, but you have to hammer them on your own. That is when then my colleagues from the SAAEA ESCO will come in. I'll call them anytime. I'll call Dr. Mafu, I'll call Dr. Kwaban, I'll call any of them and say, my friend, my brother, I have a challenge here, how to come around here. So we have been very supportive. So I want to say thank you so much for that. And I don't really say, hey, you know, I just wasted time being your leader. More importantly, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say to my colleagues here, the ESCO members, thank you so much for listening to me when I was calling on, say, in Henry's meeting, say, I called the meeting now into order, because as a chairperson, that's what we do. I really enjoy that one. You just keep a low profile. You get into the conference room or the meeting room, or when it's a virtual meeting, then you'll hear the chairperson saying, can I call the meeting to order? After that, nobody's going to challenge you. Everyone is going to keep quiet, then you talk. I just want to say thank you so much for, you know, listening to me at the time. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I must say I'm so much grateful, Mr. PS, to my team from Ekeswa, being so supportive. You know, they've been very supportive as a chairperson. At the same time, you are a CEO, you move up and down, but they are there, very supportive. In particular, my talk, Dr. Sfiso Hlanze, the gentleman has done very well for me. So I want to say thank you so much, Dr. Hlanze. Can you help me then to just to appreciate him? He has been my secretary, doing a lot of things. Just do that and arrange the meetings with ESCO. And again, ESCO, thank you so much for listening to him. At first, I thought maybe you're going to say, hey, you're not the chairperson, you can't call us around. But you are very supportive, and you're talking to Dr. Sfiso, Sfiso this, Sfiso that. I was, at least just behind the scenes, the big gentleman is there. So I want to say thank you so much, Dr. Hlanze, for that. Now, this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored then to hand over the chairmanship to a well-experienced and a visionary leader who is coming in now to take over this leadership of SAAEA, Dr. Kwabane, the CEO of ECOL. My brother, I've got no doubt that we're going to steer the ship now to another level. As SAAEA, we support each other. I was just teasing you from Monday to say my time is up now. I wasn't really meaning it to say you are going to be on your own. We are there as a brother. We are there to support you just for a matter of time to say leadership change is very crucial. At some point in time, for any institution, for any association, you must have some change. Our time will come. I'll leave Keswa, Dr. Hlanze and the others, if they are lucky enough. Like I said, if they are privileged enough, because it's a privilege, maybe they'll come in and become the CEO. So I want to say then, to me, I'm very much honored that at least I've done my part and then you come in as the new chairperson for SAAEA. And of course, colleagues, the ESCO members, there's one thing that I think we've been able to achieve during my tenure. We've always been talking about the issues of accessibility and mobility of our students. I think somewhere there, I was so relieved ever since I met you, because we've been discussing about these issues. PS, sometimes when we get into these meetings, we tend to be very hard, but we are not personal. We discuss issues. And so as I stand here, I know and I'm very confident that our kids, from Eswatini, from Lesotho, from Botswana, from South Africa, from Zambia, from Zimbabwe, from Namibia, you just name all those, from Tanzania. Oh, my friend is there. We can just move around. We've been discussing about these issues. So to me, I think that's a milestone achievement for us as ESCO. And can I just implore and encourage you, colleagues, let us support our new chairperson now who's going to take over. Just now, in 5 seconds, he's going to be taking over as the new chairperson for SAAEA. And then for me, my journey ends here for today. And I thank God and I thank everybody for the support and for everyone that is here this afternoon. Thank you so much. Dr. Kwabane, please can you come over to take over as the chairperson of SAAEA. Also, because we have got our own roadmap, which is our constitution doc. This is our Bible. So from a church perspective then, before you sleep, you read the verse. So you can do the same thing. Before you read, you sleep, you must read about this one. And of course, we have our flag here to show that we are well organized. So all the best, my brother. May God see you through the 2 years.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. In fact, I had already started calling people to order during lunch because I was testing the powers. Allow me to pay my respects to the Honorable Minister of Gender. I hope you'll be joining us shortly. The PS, Ndaderatsu Majara, the board chairperson of ECO, the board chair of MANEB, SAAEA chair, myself, and executives. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, I won't be able to be calling SAAEA chair when I speak. So today is the first time and the last time, because I'll be recognizing other dignitaries other than myself. All dignitaries present and all delegates. It is my honor, and I'm very deeply humbled by the confidence that the association have placed in me through the chairmanship of the association here in Maseru. And I would like to accept this responsibility with gratitude, humility, and a strong sense of duty. I fully do so I'm aware of the important role that the SAAEA continues to play in advancing educational assessment, quality assurance, and regional cooperation across Southern Africa. Allow me to begin by sincerely thanking God and the outgoing chairperson, Dr. Mandla, of course, for not refusing to relinquish the power. He didn't cling on the power. Executive Committee for their leadership and stewardship. Through their commitment and vision, SAAEA has continued to grow as a respected regional platform for collaboration, professional development, and innovation in assessment. I also wish to thank all member organizations for the trust and confidence you have shown in me. I regard this assignment not as a personal achievement, but as a collective responsibility that we will fulfill together. Program Director, the PS, I've come to appreciate one unique feature of SAAEA, our rotational system of leadership. Unlike many organizations, ladies and gentlemen, here at SAAEA or in SAAEA, there are no campaigning. You don't campaign for you to become a leader. You're not campaigning claim, no manifestos, no elections. One day you attend a conference quite comfortably, like when I woke up in the morning. The next day you discover that you are the chairperson of the association. So the good news is that the chairmanship rotates, and the bad news is that responsibility do not. As Dr. Mandla has said, he's no more the chairperson, but the responsibility goes on. Nevertheless, I accept this responsibility with humility and confidence that I can count on the support, wisdom, and experience of all member organizations. Colleagues, we are operating in a period of profound change where technology, as the Professor Ntlatlapa was scaring some of us, that we need to be aware of technological changes, artificial intelligence changes, and the need for curriculum reforms, issues of cybersecurity and risks, and increasing demands for accountability. So we should be aware of all of these things, and SAAEA must be ready to face these challenges face on or head on. As a chairperson, I commit myself to working closely with the Executive Committee and all member organizations to execute SAAEA strategy and strengthen collaboration, promote research and innovation, build institutional capacity, and support quality assessment systems that serve the needs of our learners in our countries. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe our collective priorities should include strengthening institutional capacity among member organizations, promoting research, evidence-based assessment practices, And we must also expand regional and international partnerships. In reflecting on the future of education in our region, I am reminded of the words of the President Duma Boko of Botswana, who observed that Africa's young people are a tremendous asset if we invested in wisely and equipped with the skills required to thrive in the modern economy. I'm sure you agree with me that those words resonate strongly with the mission of SAAEA. We are here because we want our young generation to be equipped with the skills that are relevant for our economies and development. Therefore, if our continent is to realize its full potential, educational quality and credible assessments must remain at the center of our developmental agenda. We are indebted to the Council of the Examinations Council of Lesotho under the leadership of Dr. Kometsi, not Dr. Kometsi. We also thank the government of Lesotho, the DPS, for the unwavering support that we always get when we deal with assessment issues. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me also to thank the keynote speakers, panelists, presenters, and facilitators for sharing your expertise, insights, and experiences during this conference. There's no doubt that your contributions have enriched our discussions and challenged us to think differently about the future of assessment. Allow me also to thank our sponsors and partners for generous support and investing in advancement of educational assessment in the region. To all delegates, thank you for your active participation. I must admit that the DPS that I had actually put a trap for the entire SAAEA family because I wanted this conference to be hosted in June, in the middle of winter. The main reason is that when you go to Zambia, you go to Malawi, the weather is unbearable. In most of the time, you find my jacket very wet because I'll be sweating all the day. So some of the executives will be laughing, saying whether I'm sick or not. So I thought the winter would be here and some of them would have a feel of what our winter is like. Thanks God, they were able to miss that. But I'm sure that we'll be inviting them back to Lesotho very soon because we would want to host another big conference inside 5 years. Dr. Rakomits, we might want to bring down the international conference to Lesotho. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I would like to finally thank the local organizing committee and all the support staff of ECOL who worked day and night behind the scenes, behind the curtain, in making sure that we have this conference. I must say I'm very happy because the conference went when. We had an ambulance outside. I was talking to the executives that we are lucky that nobody was taken to hospital with that ambulance outside. That means God has been with us from the beginning and until to the end, and we are thankful.
And I'm joined by not my team, my fellow Namibians, my colleagues, for a reason. And the reason is that by the time, unfortunately, for you guys who would love to see me there, as energetic as I am here, I will not be in the office by the time we will host the conference in 2028. These colleagues standing here will continue with the new leadership that will come in. I'm not opposing, I'm not fighting to remain in the office. I've done my part, 10 years, I'm going to hand over peacefully, no demonstrations. As head of national examinations in Namibia, I will fail in my task, and also as a representative of our country, our leaders, my fellow men and women in education, as well as the colleagues standing here. If I do not put through and ascertain you that we are doing well in Namibia, in general. So you don't need to fear to come to Namibia. We are doing well in educational assessment, and we are doing well, exceptionally well, in school-based assessment moderation at national level. I want to make that point clear. Exceptionally well in school-based assessment moderation at national level. School level, regional level is different. Colleagues standing here are representing curriculum development, they are representing quality assurance, and they are representing assessment itself. Now, having said that, PS, the chair of the board, colleagues of SAAEA, dear delegates, we are honored as Namibians, land of the brave. Space is there to accept this assignment. It's not a challenge, because we have the population bigger than Lesotho. We have the space because it's not that mountainous, but space is there. We accept it, and the responsibility entrusted to us by the EXCO of SAAEA to host the 16th SAAEA conference in Namibia. As I said before, although the new leadership will be in office that time, maybe I'll be invited like Dr. Ntoi was invited. Who knows? I'm campaigning, eh? The dedicated team that you see here will be joined by fellow men and women in our country who are not here, and they will do what they do best in this arena. So, the proposal is already accepted by our leaders. The Minister of Education endorsed it. Signed document is on my table for us to be the host. The budget is drawn up. Sponsors are still going to be invited, so you are not off the hook if you are here as a sponsor in assessment. And we are good to go. So as Namibians, we are inviting you to sit back, relax, fly with us to Namibia to see what we are showcasing Namibia is to offer you in 2028. Thank you, and we are asking the presentation to be presented while we are getting off. Thank you.
Let me say, really, I'm happy that I'm standing before you to officially close this conference. A conference that I think is an important one on assessment. Assessment, we view it as very important in the system of education. It is important because it gives or it provides feedback to the education system. It provides feedback to the leaders for us to know the health of the system of education in the country. The health meaning how well are the learners learning? How effective are they learning? How effective are the teachers teaching? How well organized are the materials that the learners are being exposed to? In other words, the assessment, the performance of the learners provides us with the information that we must use now to ascertain whether or not the curriculum packages are well packaged, whether the materials that are being provided to the learners are good materials. The materials in the form of reference books, the textbooks, and other materials that they are supposed to learn from. This assessment also gives information about the performance of the ministry as a whole, the extent to which the ministry is investing in education. Because if we invest more, that the results will be realized in the performance of the students. Because when we invest more, it means now there is more money being plowed into the training of the teachers, so that we have the teachers well trained for the subjects that they will be teaching. It means we have more resources being invested into the education system to have more classrooms, better classrooms, to have equipment, better equipment provided to our schools. So it gives us that information, whether or not the government is investing adequately in the education system. It also provides information about the schools. Do the principals do their work of monitoring and supervising the teachers? Do the teachers do their work? That is the work of the assessment. That feedback is very important for government, because at the end of the day, we are entrusted with ensuring that we produce the human resource well equipped. Well equipped, that is going to be ascertained by the performance that the students demonstrate at the end of their learning. This assessment also provides feedback about the support that they receive from their parents or their guardians. Because education is not an enterprise for the government alone, no. Education is an enterprise that has to be done jointly. How about the students? Assessment also provides feedback about the conduct of the student. Your conduct from day one, your conduct, your behavior towards learning, is it positive? Is it negative? Are you playful? Are you somebody who takes learning seriously? So it reflects on you as a student. Therefore, the government views exam bodies in high regard. The exam bodies play this important role of providing feedback to government. And therefore, we are grateful for the work that you do. We are grateful for the feedback that you provide to the society. We are grateful for the great work that you do for the nation. And for that, I wanted to assure you that, at least from where I'm standing, the Ministry of Education and Training will remain behind you, especially the Exam Council of Lesotho, will remain behind you to support you so that you continue delivering well. You will continue executing your duties and performing to the level that is most satisfactory. What I liked about this conference is that now it has brought together leadership across the region. So I hope we have learned from one another in the interest of our nations. And I hope from now onwards we are going to see better systems in our exam councils. We are going to see better performance, the way we conduct our examinations and assessment. I think we are going to see improvement as a result of this conference. The issue of diversity, as outlined here, is an important one. It shows that for us to be saying we are providing education, it must be education that takes cognizance of the diverse needs and capabilities of the students, that the students are not homogeneous. They have different capabilities. Then the examination or the assessment must be designed in such a way that it will take care of those different needs and capabilities of the students. Because we are born different, and therefore that exam or the assessment must recognize those differences, so that we don't take somebody as having failed, whereas it is the examination that has failed that individual. So I hope this conference will bring to light the fact that students are different, and therefore as we prepare our assessment packages, we take cognizance of these different needs and capabilities of the students. The last one is technology. We live in the world of technology, and that we must make good use of technology so that we can be effective, we can be efficient in our work. Right now in the ministry, there is a lot of work that we are doing to capacitate our schools, to capacitate the institutions to embrace the technology, because without it, we'll be left behind. Even about the economy nowadays, it is an economy that is based on the digital literacy. So people who are not literate digitally, then will have a tough time competing in this world. So really, we are happy that the exam bodies recognize the importance of technology in the work that you do. In closing, therefore, I want to take this moment to thank each and every one of you who have come from the different countries, from your homes, to visit Lesotho, and then engage in this dialogue. The dialogue about ensuring that we provide the assessment that is tuned towards the needs of our learners. We want to thank you heartily for that. The seed that we have planted, it is the seed that will take this country forward. Make unto with these words It is my humble pleasure now to declare this conference officially closed. Ke a leboha.